What's going on, guys? So huge news from our division rivals, and that is that Bill O'Brien has officially been fired as the head coach and GM of the Houston Texans. So first, I want to give a huge shout out to my guys at the Soft Sports Roundtable. Honcho, we got Wink over there. We've got, Joseph Tinney. All those guys, man, loyal to Houston. He's not on there, but he's a supporter of mine. But yeah, man, these guys have been wanting this guy out of town like no other, and he's finally gone after the Houston Texans start out the season 0-4, and just a disastrous start. I mean, granted, they played some good teams, but good teams find ways to win, some of these games, and they just haven't been able to do that. And Bill O'Brien, man, with this roster, he has completely destroyed it, and it seems like the last couple of years he's made moves to try to kind of keep his job and to win now. I mean, when you look at it, they traded 2 first-round picks for Laramie Tunsil. Their 2021 first-round pick, they don't have one, man, and they are 0-4 right now, so they might be giving up. I remember when they drafted Baker Mayfield, or when the Browns drafted Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward. The Browns had the Texans number 4 overall pick. I believe that was in a 2018. Yeah, it was a 2018 NFL draft. They gave up the number 4 overall pick over there because that was a part of the Deshaun Watson thing. But man, at 0-4, they might be giving up another top 5 pick, and that is just costly for an organization. So I know he's out of there. I mean, when you look at the Texans, obviously they're 0-4 right now. They've won the division, in 2018 and 2019, so they've been at the top of the division, but now they're kind of at the bottom. They just lost to the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings, and I mean, you look at it, man, the biggest move that everyone is still clowning them about is that they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, who right now he might be the best wide receiver in the NFL, and all they got for him in return was David Johnson and a second-round pick. You know what I mean? When you look at some of the wide receivers drafted in the first round this year, I mean, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor. I mean, you got to think if these teams were able to, I mean, they could have tried to finesse the way into getting a first-round pick from one of those guys. But, yeah, I mean, he's tearing it over there for the Cardinals. And then you also look at it, man, the guy that just paid a lot of money to with Deshaun Watson, he's been regressing a little bit this year. He has not been the same Deshaun Watson. And I don't know how much of that is Bill O'Brien, and I don't know how much of that is actually Deshaun Watson. I kind of heard that Deshaun Watson, it's almost like he almost seems a little bit checked out right now, like he doesn't care a lot. So I haven't been close enough to the situation to really know about that. But, they fired Bill O'Brien, and we literally play them in 6 days. So I don't know what team we're going to get. Like, they could be super motivated out there and, play their hearts out. I don't know who's going to be the interim head coach. I imagine it's Romeo Crennel. He has some head coaching experience. I believe he was a Chiefs head coach for a little bit. He's now the defense coordinator, so I imagine he'll get elevated. But Bill O'Brien gets fired. A lot of Houston Texans fans will say that this is 3 or 4 years too late. But Bill O'Brien, I think, he's a smart coach, but I think he was just given way too much power. I think he likes to have his hands all over everything. I mean, when you're a head coach, when you're also calling plays, when you're also the GM, I mean, that's too much responsibility for anybody besides, maybe Bill Belichick. Like, if you haven't worked your way in, you haven't proved that you can handle that role, you should not be given that role. So, I mean, huge news. It's crazy stuff. So we'll kind of see what direction they try to go next year once the season concludes. But man, we already have our first head coaching firing. Who would have thought that Bill O'Brien would have been gone before Adam Gase? But it's crazy, man. But if the guy's going to get fired, might as well get rid of him to see if that can kind of elevate your team and see if the team can play inspired without him. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts of the whole breakup over there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.